Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Without any further ado, let's get started. Hi, Miss Leah and friends. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, according to the time you are watching this video. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about something. So, before I start to telling you about something, for the first thing is let me introduce myself. My name is Virgi Cesa Kurniawan with student number 24030600107 from Political Science Universitas Negeri Semarang. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about three things. The first is I'm gonna tell you about the principle of democracy and what they mean to me. So I will give you the definition of the principle democracy. And then I also give you the example of how I can support each principle. So I can tell you what I can do to support each principle. And also another example is I will give you the example of a situation when the principle is not being upheld. Okay, so before I started, let me to tell you the principle point by point. Include three things. Definition, the example, what can I do to support the principle, and also the example of a situation when the principle is not being upheld. Okay, the first principle is participation. Participation principle in democracy means that citizens be able to give their contribution with participate at public sphere actively. Okay, so the example, what can I do to support this principle is participate and actively inform the people, especially my friend, how important to take a part in election as one of our contribution to the future of our country. So the focus is I will participate and actively inform to the other people. Okay, so what will happen if the participation principle is not being upheld? For the example, my friends decide they will not take a part in election because they feel it won't have any impact. So the point is they will not take a part. It doesn't show us the participation principle is being upheld on this example. Okay, the next point or the next principle of democracy is equality. Equality in democracy means everyone have the same rights and equal law position without discrimination. Three word is same rights and equal law and then without discrimination. The example, how can I do to support this principle is implementing this principle in daily activities through simple things such as showing respect for each other and being friends with anyone without discriminating. Okay, so I will give you the example situation if this principle is not being upheld. The example is the reality of different handling cases by police, which is faster to handle case report from the rich people rather than ordinary people. So the point or the core is different handling cases because it tells us there is happen discrimination of different way handling cases by police. And then the principle of democracy is accountability. Accountability means that all elements of the political system must be able to show that they can be trusted to running their responsibility. For the example, the things I can do is taking part in watching the government in fulfilling their responsibilities and warning them collectively with the society so that they do not disappoint the people and then lose trust in them. For the example, what will happen is this principle not being upheld. My friend is not responsible for cases that happen because he made a mistake in making decision by himself and then blame other things. Okay, the next principle is human right. Human rights in democracy means that a democratic political system should respect human rights and guarantee their implementation like they can voice their opinions without feeling intimidated. Okay, the core is should respect human rights and guarantee the implementation of human rights principle. So the example, what the things I can do to support this principle is listen and respect other people's opinion even if they are different, have a different opinion, uh, different opinion as acceptance of their human rights. Okay, for the example, it's the things or the situation happen if this human rights principle is not being upheld. The arrest of Semarang State University students who actively give critics to the government during the May Day action was the result of the police failure to arrest the real actor of the chaos. So the arrest of Semarang State University student show us there's happens intimidate for the that student. Okay, the next is proper use power. Proper use power means people who are given legitimacy by the citizen must be able to use their rights and power for the benefit of the society, not for themselves and their groups. So the core point for this principle is do or able to use their rights and power for the benefit of the society. Okay, next, point B. What can I do to support this principle is applying this principle on a smaller scale in everyday life. As a citizens, like I also participate in monitoring the government to always use the power it has properly through their public policy. So I can see the government is proper when they use their power to for the benefit of the society. Okay, the point C, what will happen if this principle is not being upheld? For the example, like influencers use their power to engage and spread hate to other people. So in this example, we can see the influencer it's not proper when they use their power. So thank you for your attention. That's all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.